Good morning. I am Dante. This is Leanne gets young.
That's good. That's good. Very good.
This is Dante and Leanne in the morning.
Hello.
We're on fucking episode 8.
Shit. We've wasted a lot of our time these last couple of months.
I know. We're killing it.
I know. It's wonderful. Well, it's good to hang out with you.
We've
met a lot of people. I've met a lot of people.
This week we're gonna have guests from Crypt Sermon. They'll be on it shortly, which is pretty fucking awesome. But for we're just gonna shoot the shit for a minute or two until they get here.
Yeah. How you been? What's new?
I've been good. I've been fucking sick, so I haven't been as busy as I feel like I should be.
You didn't come to see Heavy Temple on Friday.
Didn't go to any of the shows I wanted to. I had like this laundry list of stuff I wanted to do this weekend that I was like, no, I'm sick in bed.
Yeah.
Like, I was super sick.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good show.
Yeah.
My pants may or may not have fallen off. They just fell.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Tina's shirt also fell off at the same time. It was crazy how that happened. But it was convenient because it was really hot. But for those of you who missed it, there's a picture on Heavy Temple's Instagram of my butt.
In Heavy Temple underwear.
In Heavy Temple underwear, yes. I just happened to be wearing the right thing at the right time. So, I got to promote the band as I was having a problem. Everybody wins.
The problem was overheating?
Yeah. But
Ortlieb sold out is packed.
Oh my gosh, it sold out really, really early too, and I felt bad because like my friends kept coming. I'd be like, hey, and then they'd have to just turn around.
Oh, that sucks.
It did suck, but it was a good show. It was High Reaper's record release show. And then next we're getting ready to go on tour with Ruby the Hatchet.
Fuck yeah.
So we're stoked about that.
Yeah, and I got Decibel Fest coming up this weekend with At the Gates and Carcass.
Are those who you're most excited to see?
They're who I can remember who's playing. It's a festival with a bunch of dates. I'm going to see a bunch of people I know there. It's going to be a good time. It's rare that festivals happen in Philly and I don't have to travel. I get to sleep in my own bed and go to this big old festival right down the street. So
that's true.
It makes life a lot easier for me.
Got good old Bacon coming?
Yeah, I got my friend Matt Bacon from Dropout Media.
Yeah, he's done a lot of things for Heavy Temple as well. So he's a friend of ours.
Yeah, I started working as a booking agent with him.
Cool.
So
recently?
Yeah. How about that? I know. I don't know what I'm doing.
So what are you working on?
I don't know what I'm doing. Working with a band, Insect Arc right now.
Okay.
They're my first band, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do yet.
So you've just been assigned this role, but haven't really been given shown the ropes?
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's what you do. That's how you pretty much embark on your life's adventures, and same with me.
It's great, right?
You just don't know what you're doing and just jump headfirst into, whatever happens.
It is, and and then like a couple weeks down the road, I leave for fucking Roadburn in the Netherlands, which is Godflesh. God, I don't even know. There's so many bands I can't even think of it right now. Godflesh, Converge, Mutoid Man, Wear Your Wounds. God, it's such a long list. I can't. All Pigs Must Die. Like.
Yeah.
God, I can't even think of all the bands right now. I should have a list in front of me, and I don't. Because Roadburn is one of those once-in-a-lifetime kind of fun music experiences that you don't get at anywhere else. Everywhere wishes it could be Roadburn, pretty much.
What's so different about it besides that it's in the Netherlands?
You really feel...
the metal.
No, like it's a community. Like you... Even with like work and everything, like the work cup, like everything, like the different like contemporaries and everything that I'm working with, other press and publicists, it's a much more like we feel like we're family and part of it and involved, and it's just a really fun time, like, and it's just music all day, party all night, like like metal DJs and like at nighttime for dance parties, and like it really is a unique good time. Like I've done a lot of festivals and it's my top.
What is the venue like? Is it at the same place as it's been in the past?
It is. It's at the O13, which is the main venue, which is a 4,000 plus capacity venue for the main venue, but it's like 7 stages total. Like they have a bunch of different, like they do the main stage, and then there's the side room, and then they have an old church that they have part of, and then they have like 3 bars. Like 3-4 bars that also have shows at them, like that are all small, like they're the ones that certain bands that are playing, you just can't get in if you're not in there early enough. Like it's just packed. Like, can you think, like it's a festival it sells out. Like,
do you have any issues taking pictures if it's so packed?
Yeah, I can definitely. If I don't plan accordingly, then it can make it so that I don't get those pictures of that band. Like,
yeah,
if I don't plan ahead and get there with appropriate time to get in, or if I don't have a way to get in with the band in the back, which usually I do, so that makes it a little bit easier. If I can sneak in through the back and then cut in through the front, because it's just this bottleneck at some of these bars that it just, you can't. There's so many people you can't get through.
Are you bringing your stepping stool?
No, I will not bring my step stool.
You might need it.
I know I don't need it, so.
Okay, what else can...
Well, I mean, I don't know. Last year I probably could have... There was this band that played Mysticum last year, and they literally played on like 15-foot risers on a stage that was already 7 feet high.
Life will throw surprises at you when you're short.
And
Let's not lie.
they put on I mean, I don't know. Their laser show was pretty unique, but... I don't know if I want to say how much it was. It's only like one of their third or fourth ever show that they've ever even performed. Like they're a band that's been around for a couple decades that just doesn't really do live shows. So that was like the big haul. But I think Over was my big deal last year. Like, yeah, Over was
that was your favorite band to see and shoot.
Over was my bucket list band that I've wanted to see for a long fucking time. So
and I guess it didn't disappoint if you're talking about it now.
No, it definitely didn't, because I've been a fan of Over since Lycanthrope and Dream. Is that the right album? Oh, no, that's not the right. No, Lycanthrope and Dreams is one of the albums that it's not right at all. But
is this like one
Hymns,
of those? Is this one of those festivals that people fly from all over the world to?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely one of those festivals that people come from all over the world. Like, I run into people that I know from all over the U.S. there. Like, it's a good time. Mutual friend of ours, Dave, who runs Made in Brooklyn Screen Printing. He's always there. He's a staple. So.
Everybody knows that guy.
Yeah, everybody knows Dave. Dave's fucking awesome.
He is awesome. I met him at Psycho Vegas last year. Which was also good. Where do most people stay at this?
I don't know.
I know you're staying with a friend.
I'm staying with a friend that lives in Tilburg, but from everything that I know, everybody books that year in advance there at that if they're lucky enough to get a hotel room, they book that same hotel room that year while they're there, because they know they won't get it again probably.
How long is the festival?
Starts on Thursday, goes till Sunday.
Okay.
Technically, the party starts on Wednesday.
Who are the headliners?
Oh, well, Jacob Bannon from Converge is one of the curators. So Converge is playing Godflesh. I just said I needed a list in front of me, and I didn't have it.
I don't know. I thought maybe if I asked more of a specific question.
Well, Insect Arc is playing, who I just mentioned before, that I'm working with now. So that's kind of cool. I'm going to do like a photo spotlight on them for their playing, because I have that kind of pull.
Oh, you're so special, Dante.
No, I'm just saying I'm gonna do like a special thing for them, because they're friends, and
sure.
And they're playing. This is their first, I think it's their. I don't know if it's their first time playing in Europe or not, but they just released their first album to great critical acclaim. So, and I don't even know what record it's on.
You gonna try to do any interviews?
You know what? I might. We'll see. I'll bring.
You should. You're gonna be by yourself.
I am. I may hook up our little mobile soundboard and have a mic with a short little XLR cable and just do like a roving microphone.
You should do that. That would be so easy for you.
It may end up being audio only, or maybe I'll strap a GoPro to me or something to do it.
That'd be cool. Put it right on your head. I think it's a great idea.
So maybe I'll have to plan. I have like 2 weeks to plan to try and do something like that.
When do you have to leave?
I leave on the 17th.
Crap, that's really early.
Yeah.
That's like when we leave. I think we leave the following week to go on tour.
No, I think you leave like the 16th or 17th too. Like, cause we're gonna go see King Woman on the 15th together, and.
Oh yeah, well no, don't listen to me. I'm not on top of.
Like we're gonna go. Like you get back that morning from a short weekend run, I guess.
Yes.
And we're supposed to try and go see King Woman together. Which I have to set, like, we're going to try and set up an interview with them. Yeah.
We don't know if that's going to work out, so.
But, no, we don't. But we're going to try.
I fucking love King Woman, so I really hope that works out. We were supposed to play with King Woman last year. There was a huge snowstorm, and I still haven't forgiven myself for that freaking snow.
That snow that you had no control over.
Yeah, but I was bummed out. It was going to be up at St. Vitus. This is one of my favorite venues to play now.
It's one of my favorite venues to go to. So.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to be back with the guys from Crypt Sermon, so see you in a bit.
Sorry. Turn it off. I'm taking notes, bitch.
Welcome back. I am joined with Enrique Sagarniga, Steve Jansen
and
from
Leanne.
Crypt Sermon, and Leanne. We've already introduced you, Leanne.
Whatever.
They both play in Crypt Sermon. Enrique plays drums, and Steve plays lead guitar. Fuck yeah. Well, thank you for joining us.
We try.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah.
What'd you guys do today? You're both working?
Worked.
Yeah, what do you do for work?
I'm a daycare teacher. I teach kids not to be total barbarians.
How young are they?
2 and 3.
2 and 3?
Yep.
That's quite the handful. How many kids do you have to deal with at once?
13 is the maximum.
And it's just you?
No, I have 2 other teachers in the classroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you teach a 2-year-old?
The basics. Not to punch them in the face, other kids in the face when they want something, things like that. How to use the bathroom.
Okay.
Basic math things.
You're teaching them math that young?
Well, not like addition and subtraction, but
Yeah.
we basically, it's like we document their playing and how that translates to different areas of learning, essentially. So like art, like math, like puzzle, for example, like puzzles is something that would be like integrated into math and science, and then like social, emotional, and stuff like that.
Every day has got to be super fucking different for you.
Yes and no.
Or it's always the same.
Yeah, I mean, right before I left, a kid was running to get her shoe of all things, and then slipped and smashed her face on a shelf and was bleeding out of her nose really badly. So that was a nice way to end the day.
That happened today?
Yeah. Another kid shit on the floor today. They're not all this eventful, but today was pretty eventful.
So little kids are like dealing with drunk white women.
Yeah, I was just going to say something.
Actually, yeah, I've made that comparison. I've said that like working with toddlers is very much just like, when you think about it, it's like dealing with 13 really drunk adults.
Okay.
Yeah.
What adults do you know that are shitting on the floor all the time?
Maybe
I don't know the right adults.
You don't know the right adults.
Yeah, I guess you're right, man. I'm like not the life of the party, man. Perspective.
What do you do for work?
Oh God, let me take a drink. I deal with what I call adult children.
Okay.
I work as a PR guy for a record label based in Philly called Season of Mist.
Sweet.
Yeah, and it's actually a pretty good job. I would say it's kind of a dream job. I didn't think I'd ever land it, but here I am. And I oversee all sorts of like promotional stuffs for bands. If they're putting out a record, I try to get the word out, try to get them interviews while they're on tour, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Do they shit on the floor, your coworkers?
I don't know about the coworkers, but
I'm sure some of the
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. Maybe I can't talk about that. I don't know.
I'm almost certain some of those.
I'm pretty sure I wouldn't put it past Gordon.
Oh, hi Gordon. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy.
Gordon knows we love him.
No, I work with Gordon Conrad and a whole crew of miscreants, and yeah, man, it's pretty good. Kind of what you were asking him too. Every day is pretty different.
Yeah.
And to say it's an adventure is an understatement, I think. But,
I'm
yeah.
sure you meet a lot of people doing that, though.
Yeah, and I meet a lot of really good people, actually. I've actually also met a lot of people I never thought I would meet. I remember, like, 1 year into the job, I was, like, already talking to the guys from bands like Mayhem and stuff. And, you know, if you told, like, 11 or 12-year-old or 13-year-old Enrique that he would end up, you know, as an adult be functioning alongside these people.
You would shit on the floor.
Maybe. Yeah. But maybe I was too old. I don't know. You know, like, maybe that's too old for that. But, yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Sweet. So, with the second annual Decibel Fest right around the corner, you guys opened up the first one. What was your experience playing Decibel Fest, like, first time around?
You want to go?
I'm just trying to think back.
I know it's a full year right now.
It was also kind of a blur,
Yeah.
understandably
it was,
so. Yeah.
Trying to, like, remember.
Organized chaos.
No, it was a lot of fun. You know, and playing events like that and opening them up is really cool because, you know, you get it out of the way and then you can just kind of hang out and relax and have fun.
Yeah.
And, like, try the beer and stuff like that. So that was cool. Yeah, I think we played okay, didn't we?
I was pretty happy with it. I think
Yeah.
the most vivid memory I have of that fest, aside from, like, the camaraderie of having your friends around and all that, is we finished playing the set, and I guess Dave Mustaine was a guest.
Oh yeah, I almost ran into him when I was leaving.
Yeah, I think I followed Steve out the backstage as he was coming in, and Steve had already just passed me, and then I opened the door, but, like, you know, I gave it a good push, and he was on the other end, and if he had been maybe, like, an inch closer, I'm pretty sure it would have taken.
That would have been amazing.
That would have been a bad time.
It would have been a good story. But
yeah. And I remember he walked past us and he said something like, "Hey guys."
He said, "What's up, guys?"
What's up, guys? And then
Aww.
he actually took a picture with one of our bandmates, James, and our other buddy Arthur, who's playing in Summerlands.
Yeah. Who are
this weekend
opening the second day.
Yeah. And he like took a picture and tweeted that out, and you know we were still there as it happened, so we were like, "Oh my god!" Like this.
Didn't Summerlands just tour in Australia too?
No, I don't think so. No.
Oh, I just saw. He was in Australia. He's been in Australia for some reason.
He also does sound stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He's probably out with somebody in Australia then.
Yeah, it could be.
So if Dave Mustaine was there, was Megadeth playing?
No.
They had a beer that was released at the festival because it's a beer fest as well as a music fest.
And he had a meet and greet where he like came out, talked about the beer, and then signed posters and shook hands and kissed babies. I don't know. That kind of thing.
Cool.
So yeah, and then I think did he introduce any bands?
I don't know. It was the same weekend as Roadburn last year, so I
Oh,
wasn't
you were
there.
gone. Yeah,
I was there. I wasn't there.
Yeah, so they had like special guests, like notables, come out and they would introduce bands in between.
Yeah.
I think who did we get? Who did we get through Intro Us? Do you remember?
I think wasn't it Richard Christie?
I think it was Richard Christie.
Yeah,
because
it
James
was
losing his mind. James is like a huge fan of Howard Stern and things like that, and you know he knows Richard Christie from that show as well. So like when Richard Christie came out, James was just like freaking out. It was pretty funny.
Will you guys be in attendance this year?
Yeah, I'm going.
Sweet. Who are you looking forward to seeing?
I want to see Summerlands because those guys are awesome, and I love Arthur. Horrendous is playing.
Yeah,
I can't wait. Those guys are my boys. I've heard a lot of really good stuff about Spirited Drift. I like the band, and I know Nate, and Nate is a really good guy. Just from my brief interactions with him, Carcass is always really good live too. I mean, To me, out of the 2 days, Sunday's a little bit more stacked. But
I think so too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
So I was chatting with him earlier, and you guys have been a band since 2013. Is that
right?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's like the.
How'd you guys find each other and decide you wanted to start playing together?
Well, it was James and I. We had the idea of starting kind of a band like Crypt Sermon, and the two of us, and we decided it would be cool if the two of us got together and did something, and then we decided that was what we wanted to do. So the two of us got together, and over the couple of months, just started, you know, hacking away in my old house, just writing some of the early songs for the demo, but we didn't have like a band or anything. So once we had enough material, we decided to start assembling a band, and it was mostly just calling our friends.
Yeah.
It was like Enrique. It was like, well, hey, do you want to be in a band? Because we hadn't played in a band yet together. and Brooks, the singer, and I had we'd been playing in bands for years, and initially hit him up to play bass, which he did do, but then we were worried about finding a singer, and we just kind of gave him the nudge saying, hey, do you want to try it? So
who knew that he was that good?
Yeah, and then once he realized, like, okay, I can do this, then he didn't want to play bass anymore, so then, we got some new lineups.
So, who are the original members of the band that are still in it?
I guess the four of us.
Yeah.
Okay. Right on.
Yeah, and I think I had known Steve since college. This is my college days, and I think the week prior to you asking me to come play, I was hanging out with you and we were just watching a Manowar DVD together because that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that sounds like.
I want to say like the day before you asked me to come play in the band, we were just shooting the shit over text messages, just going like, "Dude, Manowar," and that kind of kept conversations going. And
So did you have to audition, or did you guys like jam and like feel stuff out, or were they just you are already in it?
No, we jammed stuff out, I think, and I think there is this like pervasive feeling that like we all like heavy metal for very similar reasons, I think. And I think that all of us also dislike a lot of things about metal sometimes. And I think our frustration with the things that we don't like about metal kind of brought us together a little bit closer as guys in a band. Because we had, very similar outlooks on what our music should sound like. So it kind of clicked pretty quickly, I think. I think we, you said that in interviews before too.
Yeah, it was pretty organic. It was mostly just us, showing up as friends and doing it started off as a little project. There really wasn't much thought put into it.
I'm curious, what's something that you guys don't like about metal?
I think I'll speak for you. It's saying at the time, there was a lot of doom metal bands that were coming around, sort of all did and sounded exactly the same. Like every week you go out to a show, it was always the same exact thing. Which it's fine. I don't think there's any right or wrong way to do
kind of more of a St. Vitus ripoff at the time, a little bit.
Yeah, like the Sleep and Electric Wizard thing.
And that happens across any genre.
Yeah,
but we were talking about doom metal specifically too.
But at that time, there was a lot of that going around. I think it's probably died down a little bit by now. But
it's got way better.
It was just we just got so sick of hearing that.
Doom metal specifically, I find, can be exhausting when you've heard the same sounding band like 3 times in a row, and it's like, all right, who's gonna fucking do something?
Yeah, I think that's kind of the thing too, and like I don't think any of us would consider ourselves like doom metal guys, like through and through specifically. Like I think we all like a lot of different things. So for doom metal to be good, it has to, I guess, meet certain criteria and hold our attention.
So what are your influences then, if you guys are gathering different influences?
Oof, I don't know, man. What are yours?
It's a long list. I mean, I could go from what are my earliest
What are your
influences?
essentials? The essentials, if you had to...
Well, I mean, I started playing guitar because of, like, Ozzy Osbourne and Metallica, those guys who still, I still go back to that a lot for, guitar playing even, and, like, songwriting, especially with Metallica and stuff. But, over the years, you spiral down heavy metal hell and you get into all the extreme stuff and then you go listen to all of it.
For sure.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of that. A lot of stuff I've been listening to, especially this last year, I haven't really kept up with a lot of stuff that's coming out. It's not that I don't want to. It's just that it's so overwhelming and everything comes out so quick.
Yeah.
And I've never been the type of guy that's like bought every record that's come out. Like, oh, do you hear this record? That like usually somebody will tell me about it and I'll listen to it and I'll like click with that one. I'll spend a lot of time with it.
Yeah.
So I guess I absorb things a little more slowly than just like ordering 30 vinyls and then just having a stack that I'm never gonna spend time with.
For sure. How about for you?
I mean, everything I like, it spans from like Iron Maiden's my favorite band of all time to like Emperor being one of my second or third favorite bands of all time. So like there's so much in between.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I kind of took a nosedive off what did you call it? Heavy metal hell? That's what you called it?
Heavy metal hell.
I kind of took a nosedive into that just like when I was younger. So like it's always been just kind of like a hodgepodge of things. But one of the things for me is that like doom metal is not my forte whatsoever. So I try to, I don't know. I don't want to be one of those guys who says like, oh, I don't try to sound like anyone else or anything. But like I don't approach what I do in that band with the like doom metal mentality whatsoever.
Yeah, everyone knows who we were influenced by.
So. Yeah, I mean, I also want to say that
breaking new ground or anything.
You know.
So,
but like I don't. Yeah, I'm not trying to. I don't know. Like I just for me it was kind of weird to even be in the band, and I really dig it because I actually got to try and do something that's out of my comfort zone, like not playing like faster kind of music or things like that. I just got to focus on like hitting hard and hitting steady.
Who's your favorite drummer?
Ooh, that question. That's a brutal question.
It is a brutal question.
I asked the hard-hitting question.
Like
no
that.
pun intended.
Oh.
Oh, okay, sorry. Go for it.
Okay, well, I don't know. When I was younger, like my favorite like extreme dude was Derek Roddy. I think Hate Eternal, his work with Hate Eternal like opened a lot of ideas up to me about how you could approach and play drums. And if you're just like some like teenage kid who had never been really well versed in extreme bands and like you watch a Derek Roddy YouTube video, you're gonna lose your mind. Mm-hmm. And you know I love Nico because Maiden to me is the greatest band of all time. I love his playing. Yeah, I mean, and it kind of goes back to what I was saying about like, you know, if your favorite bands range from Iron Maiden to Emperor, like what is there in between?
Yeah.
Like, there might even be, you know, commonalities. There's so much, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, those are the main two guys that I always like look to. But I don't try to play like them because I could never play like them, and I don't pretend to.
I mean, I played in an all-girl Metallica tribute band, and that kind of like was like shred camp, boot camp, and so it was the way that I play guitar now is definitely a lot of things. I don't want to say like I stole, but it's like what you listen to and what you like.
Right.
So it definitely does make an impact on your style of playing, for sure. Do you have a favorite guitar or an influential guitar player?
Oh yeah, I got a ton.
Laundry list.
Yeah, I have a bunch. I mentioned Ozzy Osbourne before.
Yeah.
That, like Randy Rhoads and Jakey Lee and like old school Zakk Wylde when he was a little kid is stuff that.
Is that why you like the Randy Rhoads style V?
Actually, I got into that V from Kirk Hammett. Actually, I didn't. When I saw Kirk Hammett playing that V, I didn't realize it was a Rhoads at the time. I was a kid. I thought it was a cool guitar.
Yeah.
And I eventually found out later it was a Rhoads shape. But yeah, and then I got into. I had a guitar teacher who was really into like kind of 80s shrapnel records, shred guy stuff. So it was like Paul Gilbert, Jason Becker, like Marty Friedman, of course Ingrid Malmsteen. I was like into all that stuff for a while now.
Did you try to play like that?
Yeah, I spent hours and hours and hours of my life woodshedding.
Yeah. At least Paul Gilbert's got a ton of shred videos out there that he's like telling you how he's doing it. So he's giving you
now.
Perhaps.
Yeah,
This
is before YouTube.
I remember a funny story about that. So I borrowed the Yngwie instructional REH. Like back then they had all these REH videos. Everyone had one. I had the Yngwie one, and I remember sitting like this far from the TV screen because when he would go to do the lick and slow it down, he never really knew how to slow it down because he didn't know how to teach. So I would just like keep rewinding it over and over again,
it's like
and
Abbott
just
video.
Yeah, I just like probably lost so much of my eyesight from watching that fucking video. But yeah, just hours and hours watching stuff like that.
That's unfortunately what it takes to get good at your craft. A lot of people are like think that you just wake up and you can do that. It's like, you know, I spent a lot of hours locked in my fucking bedroom learning how to do that. So if you think that this is just a God-given gift, fuck no.
Yeah, I mean.
So I appreciate what you guys do, especially as a drummer. I'm not coordinated to do all the things.
It's really funny because like kind of what you were saying, you watch those instructional drum videos whether it be now or 10 years ago or whatever, and you have those super extreme guys like George Colias or Derek Roddy or any of them, and they're just playing blast beats at like 230 BPMs.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, this is how you do it. And then like, oh, it's great. Like, I know how you're doing it, but like, that doesn't mean I can just see that and emulate it. You know, it's really hard. So, yeah, but I think the one thing that it did encourage me to do was to kind of hit the ground running with drums. And that's also like, whether I'm playing slow stuff or maybe faster tempos, I just throw myself at the kit from the beginning, which is probably why I play songs a little too fast sometimes. I'm working on it.
Well, it's also that, you know, when you're younger and you're getting all these, and you're learning to play and you get really into these proficient players, like you spend so much time working on technique, just trying to be as fast and inhuman as you can.
Laser precise.
And then, you know, as you get older, you mature, I guess. You realize, you know, you're trying to discover musicality. So it's, you know, I also played in like faster bands. So playing in Crypt Sermon it's been fun. It's been a learning experience, and just falling into the pocket and doing what you have to, not just doing what works for the song, not just trying to impress or yeah.
So what other kind of projects have you guys been involved in?
I'm in a black thrash band right now. It has a little EP out on $20 bin called Decibel. It's you know, nothing fancy, just kind of no frills, idiot fast black thrash. Yeah.
Sweet. I like the sound of that.
Shitty guy metal, as we call it.
Shitty guy metal?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that term. It's pretty fitting of how it sounds. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm always trying to think of new things to do, and there's a ton I have that I want to do that I haven't even started yet, so it's not even worth talking about, because then I'll just... I do that thing a lot too, where I'm like, I want to do this, and then I do it, and then I start to do it, and I'm like not confident in what I'm doing, and I just like shelf it. I've done that 1,000 times. So...
No, I know what you're saying. Are you in any other bands?
Not right now. I'm putting a lot of time into work in school, actually, because I'm in grad school right now. So
what are you doing?
I am basically going to school for what I do professionally.
Where are you going?
Already, I go to Drexel.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't really have that kind of time. But yeah, I mean, we are currently writing stuff, so it's, you know, I have something to work towards, and that's a good feeling.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask what you guys are working on right now.
Do you have a schedule for record times at all, or no?
No, not right now.
For the sophomore, right? Sophomore.
Yeah.
Well, we just started picking up the writing again. We had to stop there for a little bit, just because there was just too much going on in everyone's personal life that it was just sort of hurting the momentum of the writing process.
Primarily you and James who do the writing, and then you work on it, everything else expand from there, or?
Yeah, I'd say primarily James and I do the bulk of the music, but Brooks has written songs for the band before too, so. And then, you know, a lot of times when we wrote Out of the Garden, there were times where we showed up with like a couple ideas, and then we'd piece them all together while we were there. So we try to keep it, the writing process slightly varied so that it doesn't all start to sound so samey. But right now it's working best. James and I are starting to kind of find a...
How do you approach songwriting? Do you like show them like, this is what we've been working on, and then you're just like, this is what I'm hearing in my head, or do you have like drums specifically in mind?
Well, when I write, I always try to hear how the drums are going to go, just so I can like get an idea of how the song is going to move. Because if I just like write a bunch of riffs, and I'm trying to do that, just like come up with the riffs and not agonize too much on over all the parts at once.
For sure.
And I have a habit of doing that. But yeah, I primarily try to write with like loose ideas for drums in my head, but there's always like, well, how about I try this or that? Like an embellishment, more often than not, was better than my idea anyways. So.
Yeah. Do you play other instruments?
Not well.
How about you?
No, just drums. I don't even want to try. I for some reason, I always really wanted to play bass. I have no idea why, but I know I couldn't do it. So...
Oh, that's not true.
I don't know about that.
If I can do it, half-ass.
Whatever the equivalent
can
of 2
half-ass
left
it.
feet is on your hands, I have that. So like, yeah, I don't think I could do it, but I'm really happy with where I'm at with drums. So
Awesome.
it is what it is.
I played bass briefly live with Horrendous, and it made me realize how much of a fucking shitty bass player I am. It is not just guitar with 4 strings.
did you-
There's
There's
it
a
was
lot of
really
nuance to it.
Did you try it on a short scale or standard scale? Because I hear a lot of like standard guitarists have more fun playing bass on a short scale bass than with a full scale.
I had the biggest bass ever made to play these songs.
So-
It was this old USA Hammer Blitz that looked like it was like at the sunk with the
Hammer
Titanic.
Blitz.
It's an,
Oh, that was
it's an
trash bass?
Explorer.
It sounds meaty.
It's just this. It's an Explorer bass with a neck that's like as tall as me. But
It's all discolored.
but yeah, like no, it was cool. I'm glad I did it just because it made me realize like how different it is playing bass. It's not just like I said, it's guitar with 6 strings. It made me sort of realize how you have to pull back and sort of lock in and like syncopate and find groove and nuance in it, not just
Yeah, but that's
Later.
got to be good for songwriting though, so you can see how it like works. The
all
two
works
work together.
Yeah,
Mhm,
exactly. And it
yeah.
did help.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, we'll cut back and then we'll come back and start talking about some gear.
Yeah,
So,
cool,
yeah.
cool. I'm taking notes, bitch.
Welcome back, YouTube. We just found out what Dante's alter ego was. His name is Dwayne.
Okay, Hank.
Yeah, well, we don't talk about Hank.
Dwayne and Hank, my bros.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I want to talk to you guys about gear. I play guitar, so I'm very curious to know what your current rig of choice is. And action.
Cool. Well, my main rig currently for Crypt Sermon, I've been playing a USA Jackson R1 that a friend gave to me a couple years ago. I just got I've been playing out of a Mesa Boogie Mark V head, an electric cabinet, but I have a bunch of different guitars, but I actually got it, this endorsement thing from a luthier in England who does metal guitars called Demoness Guitars. They're all on order, like custom, like super custom shop, high-end guitars. And he sent me an email and asked me if I would be interested in him doing guitar for me. And I looked at his stuff, and it was incredible. So I'm really lucky. But yeah, so he's been working on that for a while. It's almost finished. Just needs paint.
Is it a V?
Yeah, it's another road shape.
Is it 24 frets or 22?
It's 24.
Okay.
This one's 24.
What kind of pickups did you choose?
For that, I got a Lundgren M6, which it's a little different for me. It's a super hot hi-hat to pick up. And I'm trying a bare knuckle Cobra single coil in the neck.
Okay. What kind of neck is on it?
Carpathian maple.
Whoa.
Vampire
Is it
wood.
neck throw or
Set.
set?
Okay. Right on. Do you use pedals?
Not many, but I have a few.
What do you use?
I have just like a MXR.
One.
What up? Come on, give me something.
No.
All right, let him answer,
Yeah, sorry,
Dante.
go ahead.
Dwayne, let him answer. You're right.
I don't have anything too crazy as far as pedals. Nothing really interesting. I have MXR Phase 90 that I'll throw on.
It's very interesting.
A Flashback 4 delay that I run in the loop. An 808 Tube Screamer. What else do I?
The
Not
essentials.
much. Yeah.
A little pizzazz.
Do you have anything for clean tones or?
I have, yes, I have the John Petrucci signature chorus pedal from my clean channel.
Who makes that? I've never
TC.
heard of that.
TC Electronic.
How did you pick that one?
I was looking for a chorus that was really swimmy and clean sounding. And that was like the absolute best one.
I remember the day
Yeah.
you brought it in. You were
Yeah.
excited, and we could hear it. It was
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was good.
I mean, yeah, people can say like, oh, I want to play any signature gear, but I mean like signature pedals and stuff like that. Like if they're intuitive to what you're doing, I don't see any issue with that.
So I guess you use your amps, distortion, and just do you use a channel switcher to?
Yeah, a channel switch, and I just run my overdrive all the time on the heavier channels just to tighten it up.
You have a boost for solos?
No, my amp has a solo boost option on it where you can adjust the output level and how high your boost is. I also use 2 different heavy channels for rhythm and lead. My lead channel, which I'm still working on, sometimes is way too fucking loud.
It is.
I have that problem.
Yeah, because if it's the fine line, like I'm trying to hear myself.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, it sounds great. I can hear myself. And then I realize like, oh, maybe that's a little too loud. So I'm trying to find like the happy medium.
Can't you just... Well, I guess you can't if you're using a channel switcher and it just is simply too loud. There's no easy solution when you're playing live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna start experimenting with some new boosts and stuff like that, and try to keep everything. Try to use less channels.
Yeah.
So.
Well, at least something that you have control over from where you are. What do you use?
I play Cardwell drums.
Okay.
I'm sponsored by them. They're also known as CNC Drum Company. I use a pretty standard kit. I have 12, 13, 22-inch kick, 16-inch floor tom. I have a custom snare. I'm also endorsed by Axis Percussion for the double kicks.
They make awesome pedals.
Yeah, they make... For me, it's the most straightforward build of any drum pedal there is. So it just feels right. It feels pretty organic when you're playing. And I like the fact that I can use them for both like slower, heavier hitting kind of stuff and pretty quick stuff if I need to try and do that. Right now, I'm not endorsed by them or anything, but I've been dicking around with Roland Electronics. I have a trigger pad. I'm just trying to see what kind of sounds I can make with, and if I can apply them in a live setting, whether it be sound samples or maybe intros to songs and things like that. I use all Meinl cymbals. I have 2 crashes, a China, a ride, and a set of hi-hats. So it's all pretty straightforward.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of how big is your kit minus the cymbals? I know you just went into all of that.
It's just a regular like 5-piece kit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you live in an apartment or like a house?
Apartment.
How do you practice?
I actually have an electronic drum set as well. I think it's the Roland TD11. I think that's what it's called. So it's just a standard like 5-pad setup to look like a regular drum kit with like 3 fake cymbals, and that's it. But you also just practice on a pad, or I also go to practice spaces and just kind of grind away.
When you practice, do you play your own music or do you like jam along to like?
It's a little mix of I never play my own music. Sorry. But but I do a lot of work with metronomes, especially lately, and try to have those like white whale songs that you feel like you will never come close to playing, but you just throw yourself at it, and it might not, like it might be because of what your hands are doing or what your feet are doing or something like that, or maybe different time signatures. I just like to play around with what I'm trying to do, but lately it's just been metronome work.
Okay.
Just like sticking to speeds and trying to ramp them up a little bit.
Yeah. How do you practice?
Lately, I've been practicing, honestly, just improvising on top of a click or just some random YouTube backing track just to get my phrasing and chops back up and improvising.
Are you writing when you do that, or are you like just trying to like learn new things that end up, most likely getting implemented somewhere?
Yeah, I mean, I try not to write when I'm doing it. I just try to like go off the cuff and try to come up with new ways, and I crash and burn a lot, but I've never been the best improviser, so that's something I've been trying to work on. Now and again, I'll like learn some sort of new technique, and I'll sit down and hack away at that for a little while. But right now, I just try to focus mainly on like musicality and less just like woodshedding.
I find that it's good to like continue to like try to like learn new things, because if you're at a point you're like, I'm sitting down to write, that's when you're always like ugh, nothing's happening. But
That
if you
happens
try
to me
to,
all the time. Yeah.
but when that happens to me, I'm just gonna try to learn this Judas Priest song that I've been wanting to freaking learn forever, just to keep your chops up.
Yeah, and I will do that. I'll do that for fun. Like, I'll just, if I'm bored one night, I'll just like figure something out that I've always liked, or like a solo or some song, whatever, just for fun.
I feel like we see that on your Instagram a lot.
I do that sometimes on Instagram.
Yeah.
I get bored. And
Do you take videos and stuff?
now and again, yeah.
Yeah, I do the same thing, just so people see that I'm still doing things, even when we're not currently doing things at the moment.
I'm the opposite. I hate posting that kind of stuff on Instagram. I get.
Do you like watching it?
Sometimes I feel oddly self-conscious about people watching me practice, especially when it's just the drums isolated. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I don't like someone seeing my failures.
I mean,
but,
you used to feel self-conscious about people seeing you play, period, because you used to say to me before a Crypt Sermon show, make sure you don't take any pictures of my face.
Yeah, I hate it. Aww,
you have a very nice face.
I agree, but here's the problem. I feel like I tend to play a lot with my mouth open. I get a lot of these. And I'm not a fan of that. But also, no, but when it comes back to the practicing thing, like, I don't know why I get weird about it. But, like, I feel like, you know, with drums, especially if you're trying to, like, attain new speeds or, like, this new idea, there's a lot of, it's like a mix of, like, a trial by fire and also just, you know, failing and trying again. And the idea of someone watching me go through those processes just totally makes me feel, like, unmotivated.
Well, why don't you just take a video when you got it down?
I do. But I still keep it to myself.
Oh my god. People want to see you doing your thing.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's another interesting thing about, like,
what do you guys think?
Instagram and, like, the YouTube world of, like, instrumentation. I was just talking with Enrique about this, too. Is, you know, it's one thing, like, on my personal Instagram page, now and again, I'll throw myself up playing something, but I don't identify with, like, the Instagram, like, world of guitar players where it's just like 10, 15 high quality clips a day with like
no,
them just like playing some cover or posting it like for check out my new cover on YouTube or whatever, and that's great. It's whatever. It's just not for me. It's just a lot of like schmoozing and hobnobbing.
I try to keep mine super personal. I'm like usually like just on my bed, like half. I try not to keep the fuck ups on there, but you know I'll drop the camera and be like, and then just still post it anyway because it's funny.
Yeah, I mean like I think you're right. Like there's this total like weirdo like cult of personality kind of thing going on with certain Instagram like musicians and YouTube and a couple of buddies of mine, especially guys who are like way into drums, we always kind of poke fun at and, you know, look at these like Instagram drummers who don't have a band and like they might be good but they're not that great and all they do is just post videos of themselves like, you know, showing off their chops, and it's like every day the same time, like every
Unfollow.
day. Yeah, exactly. It's a pretty instant like unfollow, and it's just annoying. Like like no one needs to see me play like, you know, a backbeat. No one really needs to see that. So.
Like, the thing is as a musician, it's like, yeah, I play, but I also have, like, a fucking life, and I'm not trying to fool anybody into the thing that it's, like, this is me 24/7.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
You know, and that's what I find not endearing about it.
There's also a bigger fish in the pond kind of thing where, like, no matter how good you are or how fast you are or whatever, there's going to be some other guy who's, like, half your age who's just going to come by and, like, you know, and I think that, if anything, is, like, that can be demotivating too if you think about it. Like, you feel real proud of yourself one day, and then some kid like half your age plays what you do twice as fast.
It shouldn't be about competition. Instagram makes it about competition.
That's what I'm
with
saying.
That.
That's how it gets framed for me. So
no, I can see that being demotivating because that's not really, to me, the point of playing music is to see who can be like the fastest shredder, the fastest fucking drummer. Yeah. You should come to a show and hang out and feel it and stuff. No
competition. There's a lot of amazing guitarists out there. My only complaint, and I'm not saying it's wrong, because there's like, you know, if that's their thing, that's cool. I just think as far as like the world of like social media, like musicians and like guitar, I just find it odd when you spend all these time making these videos, but your only output is just like you covering other people's songs.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that's just like not anything I identify with at all.
Yeah.
I see that a lot with drummers too, like especially when I was younger and I was looking at like the Pearl Drummers Forum or the Derek Roddy Drummers Forum. There'd be these kids, like these incredible kids who never got past that. Just like high quality videos of themselves covering like Nile songs when they're like 18.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, mind blowing, but that's all they got. I think maybe in my history of seeing those kids, only one of them ever made a career out of it, and it was Jade Simonetto, who then joined Hate Eternal as Derek Roddy's replacement because he posted a video of himself playing a Hate Eternal song in that forum. And that was like the only case I ever saw of that. Yeah.
So you're getting married.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you excited?
Since when?
Yeah. No, we're excited. My fiance is currently trying to get into nursing school.
Cool.
So right now there's like there's not like a date or anything, which is like the common question. Like, when's the date? It's just like, when she's done with school.
So it's gonna happen.
So, did you make it to that gosh show?
I did, yeah.
I
The goth dance
was
party?
fucking sick in bed. I wanted to go so bad, and the only reason I would have been desperate to go if I wasn't going to see him at Roadburn this year.
Mm-hmm.
How was it?
Thank you.
It was awesome. That was the third time I've seen him play.
I've seen him twice, so yeah, it would have been mine as well.
He's a really cool dude, but that aside too, he implemented this new thing.
Did he play much from the newest one that just dropped?
He played a couple of songs off the new one that were really good, but beyond that too, he did a new thing where and please, if you're out there, dude, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry, but he somehow hooked his guitar up, and it seemed like he was playing like percussive synth instruments with the guitar. Like you would hear like double kicks go off the PA, but it was just him strumming the guitar. It was really weird. I have purposely, and I think we've talked about this too, I have purposely not tried to like familiarize myself with how those synthwave guys create the music they create with the instruments they have, because to me there's like a magic to that.
It is.
I don't want to know how they do it and what percentage of it is like a computer versus what percentage of it is an analog keyboard or like some other weird thing.
I'm loving so much of the synthwave that's coming out right now. Like it's like there's a new wave of synthwave that's kicking ass right now.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the
Heatwave,
Carpenter Brute
Perturbator,
record. Not record. I'm sorry, the Carpenter Brute show coming up.
Oh,
They're coming by Philly. That's gonna be
Thrashers is so good. And
yeah, no, it's good. And I mean, I remember we played Days of Darkness Fest, and Perturbator was playing that too.
Mm-hmm.
And
When did you guys play that?
that was last October, right?
We played that.
Have you played?
Yeah, you guys played that Thursday, right?
We took in for Inner Arma. They dropped off like the couple days before.
I think we played the day after you guys did, right? Like
we
played that Friday, and we got to see Perturbator, and just to see how that dude like has a stage set and how he creates those sounds. To me, it's like a total mystery, but that's what I like about it.
Yeah.
I don't want to know. But yeah, I really like that kind of stuff that's coming out right now. I think there's also just like maybe too many people doing it right now. But that's any genre of music too, you know.
There is a little overwhelm, but the ones that are doing it well are doing it well.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
And they're rising. They're basically rising to the top, and that's what happens.
Yeah. I saw Perturbator when we were at Hellfest. I stuck around for a few more days after they left, and he closed out the entire fest, Perturbator, and it was like crazy because that fest, they have like fire shooting out of like the merch tents and all this crazy shit.
The merch tents?
Yeah, like where you go to buy your beer and buy merch.
Yeah.
The actual buildings have like torches above them that just shoot fire, and they somehow seemingly coordinated the fire shooting with his music. So it was like
that fest is notorious for killing cameras, so I have had no interest in covering it really.
Yeah.
Like just the desert and the dust and it destroys cameras.
Not a place for Dwayne.
But yeah, I'm just trying to make a trip to Barcelona to maybe see Mortis like right after Roadburn. He's playing like right afterwards. I'm really like Mortis is definitely a bucket list for me. Like, awesome. And the newer stuff he's been doing has been pretty good too. So.
One of my coworkers was playing him in the office today, and some of his like mid 2000s material.
Oh, the super stargazy, like, or is this when he was an elf? Like,
no,
past. Oh, that's late 90s. We're in
post
the
elf.
Yeah, post elf.
Yeah. Postmodern Brechtian Mortis. Yeah.
Alright, if you guys can stop nerding out for a fucking second, I had a good question for Steven. Do you have any pets?
Two cats.
That's a good question.
Two cats.
That's a good question.
Two cats. What are
Yes.
their names?
Maggie and Nigel, two very British cat names. I didn't name any of them, but fiance named Maggie, and then we inherited Nigel from another friend. Yeah.
What about you, Enrique?
No cats.
No cats?
No pets?
No cats, no dogs,
Not
no
even
nothing.
a fish?
Not
maybe,
even a
or
fish.
something?
Just
Oh
a
my
just a
God.
significant other that does the same line of work as me. So
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Photographer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And actually, she
awesome.
Alyssa does live music photography, and she also deals with pets for a living. Her like new kind of business she's been doing is she goes and takes care of pets, but for like long-term contracts.
Okay.
All right. So, what are you guys doing this upcoming year? What are your goals and what are your plans?
I want to die. No.
To die.
No, I don't.
I'm trying to die before I get old, but yeah, I know.
There's that.
Sorry, I just said it.
Please.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
Anything you guys want to plug before we finish up, or?
Nothing really. As far as what we're doing, right now we're just starting to pick up momentum on our record and the writing process.
Yeah.
So I don't want to put like a time frame on when we're going to be done, because we just want to get it done when it feels ready, rather than like what we were doing before. Try to get it done by this, and then it never happens, and then we're just pissed off.
Yeah, you write a bunch of songs and then you hear them back and you're just like not excited.
Yeah.
Where are you, I'm sorry. Where are you recording?
We don't know yet.
Some rough ideas. We'll put that out there. Some rough
Okay.
ideas.
Yeah, we're demoing some new songs, but yeah, well, I think once we get towards like I don't know, we're gonna try to actually write a little bit more material so that we have some stuff to choose from, rather than just like, okay, we have 7 songs, we have to put them on a record. So just have like variety.
How many songs do you usually have on your records?
Well, I think with Out of the Garden, that was all we had, with the exception of like 2 others that we didn't record. We recorded an old demo song and we didn't put it on the record.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
I think for us it's more about like runtime than it is amount of songs, right?
Yeah.
So I think, where do we sit? Like 35 to 45 minutes?
Yeah,
somewhere in
it
that
was like
spot?
kept it on a
You sit
single
in that-
LP.
the EP,
Yeah.
yeah, single
I
LP.
mean, thing is, I'm not opposed to things like songs being long in length, just as long as they don't feel really long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
And
self-indulgent.
overly drawn out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you get bored. So that's like the trick.
Awesome, man. Thank you guys for joining us this week. So
Thank you.
Thank
It's
you.
been a pleasure, and yeah.
Cool.
Thank you for having us on your special episode.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
I don't know. Do you have a plug, Steve? I don't know.
I got nothing.
Yeah?
Awesome, man.
Well, promo guy,
Okay.
before I do that, promo guy has to say, check out Season to Miss Records. All right? You do that. All right. Now we can do this.
Fist
Wait, I want to do a group smash.
Group
1,
smash.
2, 3. Boom! Power Rangers. Yes. Morphin time.
I'm sorry, Gordon. I'm so sorry, boss.
Dante, take a picture and then send it. Dante Von V. I can't get it. Oh my god, it's so big. Your V is so big.
Thanks for
Welcome.
having us.
Right?
I'm taking notes, bitch.